There's a kind of silence that fills the house before goodbye. If you've ever loved a pet deeply, the kind of love that becomes part of your daily rhythm, you might have noticed it. It's not something you can explain easily. It's not even something you expect. It's a feeling, quiet, heavy, yet strangely peaceful. Sometimes, before they leave us, animals seem to know. And in their own gentle way, they try to tell us. You might notice your dog start following you everywhere, more than usual. Not out of anxiety, but out of love, as if they want to be close for every remaining moment. Or your cat, who usually keeps her distance, suddenly chooses to curl up on your lap and stay there for hours. They look at you longer, softer, like they're memorizing you. They rest their head on you more often, or sleep closer than before. It's not always dramatic. It's quiet, almost sacred. People often ask, do animals really know when they're about to go? Science doesn't have a simple answer. But the bond between animals and humans is something deeper than biology. It's energy, it's connection, and sometimes they just feel it in ways words could never describe. Psychologically, pets are masters of emotional attunement. They can sense the smallest shifts in our tone, our breathing, our energy. So it's not hard to imagine that they also sense changes within themselves. When their body starts to slow down, they seem to understand it. Not with fear, but with a kind of quiet acceptance. And because they've spent their whole lives reading your emotions, when that moment comes, their instinct isn't to pull away. It's to comfort you. That's why they walk closer, sleep near your bed, or gaze at you with that deep, knowing look. It's not just a goodbye, it's reassurance. It's their way of saying, it's okay. You gave me a good life. You were my home. From a behavioral point of view, these signs might look like seeking warmth or safety. But emotionally, they're gestures of love. They're communicating through presence. Because that's how they've always spoken. They can't tell you not to cry. They can't tell you it's time. So instead, they tell you with closeness, with stillness, with that long, tender gaze that says everything words never could. Some pets become quieter. They retreat to familiar corners, places that smell like you. It's not rejection. It's their way of choosing peace. They know you'll come find them. They trust that you will understand. Others do the opposite. They become more affectionate, as if they're trying to spend every last heartbeat being near the one they love most. They might rest their head in your lap, or follow you room to room just to feel your presence. Every pet is different, but the intention is always the same: to say goodbye in their own way. To leave their love behind in your hands, your clothes, your memories. If you've ever experienced this, you know it's both heartbreaking and beautiful. It's like time slows down. You start noticing every small thing. The sound of their paws, the rhythm of their breathing, the warmth of their fur. It's as if your heart is already beginning to memorize them. Every detail, every scent, every tiny moment. Because deep down, some part of you knows too. In psychology, we talk about anticipatory grief, the quiet sadness that comes before loss. Animals seem to feel it too, but unlike us, they don't resist it. They don't fear it. They simply accept it and use that time to love you a little harder. They don't waste their last days worrying about leaving. They spend them staying close, watching you, touching you, being near you. Because to them, love is the only language that matters, even at the end. And maybe that's the greatest lesson pets ever give us. How to love without fear. How to say goodbye with grace. They remind us that the measure of life isn't how long it lasts, but how deeply it's shared. They remind us that endings can be gentle. That goodbyes, though painful, are also proof of connection. When your pet gives you those small signs, the extra cuddle, the long stare, the quiet closeness, they're not just saying goodbye. They're saying thank you. Thank you for the warmth, for the care, for being their person in this world. And even after they're gone, that bond doesn't disappear. It shifts. It becomes quieter, but it stays. in the creak of the floor where they used to sleep, in the sunlight on the couch where they loved to nap, in the way you still half expect to see them when you open the door. They live in all those spaces, not haunting, but holding you, the way you once held them. So if you're listening to this, and you're remembering those last days with your pet, please know this. You didn't imagine those signs. They were real. They were love. Your pet didn't just leave you. They left you with something, a kind of invisible comfort, a gentle echo that says, I was loved, and so were you. And maybe that's enough to carry you through the silence that follows. Speech balloon, have you ever experienced this too? Did your pet do something before they passed? Sit closer, stare into your eyes, or refuse to leave your side? If you did, share your story in the comments. Sometimes, the most healing thing we can do is talk about the love that changed us, even after it's gone. Because love like that never really ends. It just changes form. They don't say goodbye with words. They say it with presence, with stillness, with love that never leaves, only lingers in quieter ways.